Welcome back everyone, Oz here. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. AskReddit, what was your wittiest comeback that you're still proud of? Working at a pizza shop, troublesome customer tries to stack coupons that clearly state 1 per purchase. After being refused by everyone in the restaurant, including the owner, he goes on a tirade saying that the district attorney is his cousin and was threatening a lawsuit. As he was heading for the door, he said, "You can't afford to mess with me." I shouted after him, "You can't afford a large pizza." My mom was asking about my daughter and her boyfriend. Are they going to get married? I'm just not ready to be a great grandmother. Well, you could try being a good one first. Guy walks in my bar with brown robes on. I ask, "What's with the robes? Do you just get out of the Renaissance fair?" "No, I'm a Carmelite priest." "I'll be damned." "I hope not." He totally got me in front of the whole bar. Not really an insult, but a buddy of mine burned his forehead on an engine and someone asked him what happened. I told them that my belt buckle was really hot. I'm an engineering freshman this year. My brother, who's a sophomore, changed majors from engineering to flight this semester after failing a course or two. When we were home for spring break, we were casually teasing each other and he just says, "You're dumb, lol, got him." I put on a fake pout and said, "Dang, you're right. Guess I'm gonna have to be a pilot now." Not me, but a friend of mine. As students, a group of townies were shouting abuse at us. My buddies shouted abuse back. And one of them said, "You're playing a dangerous game. Do you know who my dad is?" "No, do you?" Late to the game, but at Thanksgiving one year, my whole family was sitting around talking, and winning contest came up. One of my brothers looked at me and snarked, "Oh yeah, OP? What was the last thing you ever won?" I looked around the room at all my blood relatives and answered, "By the looks of it, the genetic lottery." When I was in high school, a girl that I had dated for a while and broke up with called me about 3 months afterward. I picked up the phone and said, "Hello?" And she immediately said, "I just want you to know that I'm having much better sex now." I replied with, "Well, tell your dad I said congratulations," and hung up. I have never been that witty since. Random teacher, what would you do if you're as pretty as me? Get plastic surgery. I used to work as a carpenter's assistant. For some reason, I bought myself a 22-ounce framing hammer, which is, to be honest, more hammer than you'll ever need. One guy I worked with was teasing me about it. "A real carpenter doesn't need more than a 16-ouncer. I replied, "You've been listening to your wife too much." "Huh?" "She's been telling you size doesn't matter, right?" This wasn't a comeback, but a witty burn for sure. On the bus in high school, a girl, who frequently annoyed me with her loud storytelling, was telling everyone about how she was getting hit on by one of the trash collectors while waiting for the bus. Typically, I was the quiet kid who kept myself, but this time I chimed in with, "I think he was just trying to do his job." I was the dealer on a roulette table. Customer, what do I get if the ball lands in a number besides the one I bet on? Me. My condolences? Graduated college 2 years ago and am currently working a rather boring desk job to save up money for grad school. My boss has a great doggo that I will periodically walk because I feel bad that it just sits next to me all day without going out much. Anyways, I had some college friends come visit me, some of which I'm not huge fans of, and one girl said, "Hey, how's your job picking up dog shit?" I think she must have seen my Snapchats or something. I was a little caught off guard by this comment though. We were never super close in college or anything. Luckily, I knew that she still doesn't have a job and is currently working on her music career. I respond with, "Good. Speaking of dog shit, how's your music career going?" Still feel good about that one. Her music sucks. My then girlfriend and I were arguing over something petty. "You're heartless." "Only because you stole it." She awed, and then went back into argue mode. I, male, Was about to cross a road with a few friends, all female. A car passed by with a bunch of dudes, windows down. They were catcalling my friends, whistling and shouting, "Hey, sexy," and such. I was shouting back, "Aw, thank you." The girls burst into laughter and the guys looked confused. Didn't have a comeback themselves and just drove off. Not extremely witty, but I loved that moment. After screwing up at work, colleague, I'm not sure if it's because you're dyslexic or stupid. I think it's because I'm a little bit of column A and a little bit of column 2. One that I actually said out loud or just something I thought of a year later in the shower? Oof, you and me both, buddy. Not the greatest, but I was pretty proud of myself for how quick I was. My sister was cleaning out her room the other week and basically left bags of old clothes and garbage in the living room in the process. So, of course, her room was now spotless, but the rest of the house was a disaster. When I told her she was messy as hell, she argued, "Messy? Have you seen my room?" I answered, "How couldn't I? It's all over the house." I was visiting from out of state, my old lab at uni, at which the girlfriend of an ex-friend happened to be waiting in line to enter. This chica hated me. She comes up, tiny fists and balls of rage, and demands to know why I'm there. I knew exactly who she was. I look her up and down, meet her glare with a bored look and ask, "And who are you exactly?" Her jaw drop and sputtering will forever make all that drama BS worth it. Not mine, but a friend's. It was a Friday night. A friend from another country, let's call him Sam, had just arrived by car to my friend's place, let's call him Max. And we were chatting, waiting for Max before unloading the car. He was going to sleep at his place for a few days. Max came down and did a Starsky and Hutch move where he slid on the front of the car. No damage was made to the car and everyone was okay with it. But a police car that was passing by stopped and 2 cops came out. They asked us what we were doing and asked to see Max's ID. We explained that it was Sam's car, that no harm was done. They checked our IDs and everything was okay, but they wouldn't drop it. They wanted to teach a lesson. The conversation went like this. "Even if it's your friend's car, you shouldn't be doing that, even as a joke. I'm sure you'd be annoyed if someone jumped on your car, right?" "I don't have a car." "Well, you wouldn't like it if he'd jump on your PlayStation then, right?" "I don't have a PlayStation either." "Okay, then what do you have?" "A trampoline." "And I bet you wouldn't like it if he'd jump on your... Just as the cop realized where he had been baited to, he went silent, visibly mad, then got back in their car and left. That was a splendid comeback. A guy was making fun of a very loudly printed shirt I wore in my late teens. This full-on cowboy mural abomination. I told him it was perfect for him because it had lots of pictures and no words. This one guy was hitting on me in middle school. He asked if I wanted to go on a date with him. I told him no. He said, "I won't take no for an answer." And I said, "Well, you should because you'll be hearing it a lot." He'll be thinking about that when he can't sleep. I was always super quiet growing up and got teased a lot. There was a kid who would always get on the bus and ask me what time he should pick me up for our date and snicker with his friend. I'm not even sure where I heard it or why I said it, but one day I decided to reply instead of ignoring it. I told him 5 o'clock. You bring the handcuffs and I have the whip. Dead silence. The kid never said another word to me. Even years later, when I took my driving test and he was there too, I wished him luck and he wouldn't talk to me. I can only imagine how shocked he was because, like I said, I was super quiet normally and an easy target. Happened when I was 11 or 12 and used to swim a lot. You know, we'd save so much money if you guys stopped drinking so much milk. We'd save more if you stopped smoking. What does that have to do with swimming? Someone says, "Go f*** yourself." Reply with, "F*** me yourself, you coward." When I had a grown mustache, a girl once told me, "You look like a pedophile." I replied, You look like a child. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing, and if you want to check out some of my other AskReddit content, click on either the links below or the links on screen, and until next time, I'll see you all later.